after the game, it's the aftermath. Win or lose, we still wave our commander's flag. Riding with Wentz under center, making the pass. Jahan Dotson, young rookie, making a splash. That burgundy and gold, that's what we about. Jonathan Allen knocking QBs to the ground. We die hard and nobody can shut us down. Cause this is the greatest show in town. Let's go! Go, 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 go.
What's good, Washington Commander fans? All right. So yesterday was the first day of the NFL season, the start of the new era for the Washington Commanders, which we hosted the Arizona Cardinals. There's a lot to take from this game, a lot to impact from this game. Nevertheless, we're going to get to Josh Harris, Mitchell Rails, Magic Johnson. You know, they're the new ownership group brought in to take over this franchise after a dismal 20-something plus years of under the Dan Snyder regime. But this packed crowd, sold out crowd at FedEx Field was something that these fans really, really needed for a long, long time. They brought back RG3. They brought back Champ Bailey. There was John Riggins even and was in the stand. Kevin Durant was there also. So there was a lot to impact from this team. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot to impact. And the thing about it is that they wanted to make the fans feel appreciated. They wanted the fans to feel wanted. They wanted the fans to feel exuberated from all everything that they have endured over the years. You know, we went through the preseason 3-0. We went through OTAs, went to training camp. We started the game a little rough, said the least. Now the weather was great. It rained in spots here and there, you know, but at the end of the day, we have to take account that this franchise needed this win. We needed this win. Like I said, there's a lot of take impact. So I'm going to start with the game itself. We battled the Arizona Cardinals, a team that I feel like they're playing for lottery. They're looking for their next franchise quarterback. Us, we want to see Sam Howell is that guy. A lot of us been raving. A lot of us been definitely on the Sam Howell bandwagon for what he has done last year, from beating the Dallas Cowboys last game of the season, going into training camp, going into OTAs, going through preseason, looking the part. But something about this game just felt different. You could tell the energy from the crowd. Also, from the offense standpoint, you wanted to see this offense explode at some point in time in the game. You wanted them to see Terry, Jahan, Diami, Samuels, all of these guys get off, where Sam Howell has like a 300, 400 plus, passing game. We didn't get that. It was a tough fought game for us, a game that we shouldn't really been fighting for. This game could have easily slipped away from the Commanders yesterday, easily, if we didn't play. Good thing the Arizona Cardinals just don't have a great offense. You know, they made some good plays here and there, but nevertheless, we had opportunities. In the first quarter, we missed a wide open De'Ami Brown down the sideline. That was an easy six. But we threw it towards the sideline to Terry McLaurin, which that's fine. But we want to get others involved. We don't want to force feed Terry. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people say, oh, Terry's our number one. We need to get him the ball at all costs. Yeah, if the matchup calls for it. But why force him? Why force the ball to him constantly? And why force the ball constantly to him when he's not there? Jahan had a few catches. Logan Thomas dropped a bunch of catches yesterday. Soon as Cole Turner came in and they threw a pass to him, he caught the pass. I wanted to see Cole Turner more. I think if Cole Turner was in there, some of them passes that he threw to Logan Thomas would have been Cole Turner's. Cole Turner would have got it. At some point in time, we're going to have to move on from Logan Thomas. I understand he's been there with us. He's a veteran now, but you could tell he's not the same guy. Any bumps or bruises or nicks, he's going to get hurt. He's going to drag to the sideline. Me personally, I want to see the others. John Bates didn't help us out. We got penalties that we shouldn't be getting. John Bates had 2 critical holding penalties, something that me personally, I didn't like at all. I mean, we didn't have a great rushing game at all yesterday. Patson was okay. Terry McLaurin, he was only targeted 4 times. He only caught 2 catches for 31 yards. Logan Thomas was targeted 8 times. He only caught 4 of them for 43. I ain't one of that. You know what I'm saying? Curtis Samuels was targeted 5 times. He caught all 5 of his passes for 54 yards. He was the highest receiver. Cole Turner was targeted twice, 1 for 17. That was the first down that he got. Tony Gibson didn't do much. Brian Robinson didn't do much in the passing game. Jahan, he was targeted 7 times. He only caught 5 of them for 40 yards. But me personally, all those targets that they target Logan Thomas with, technically that should have been for Cole Turner. That should have been for him. The kicking game was good. Slide, he connected on both of his field goals, so that was a good thing. Gibson, he ran one back 21 yards on the kickoff. James Crowder, which I was impressed. That's a surprise to me. To get him, he had 3 punt returns, but only 10 yards, but it's great to see him back. So that was probably one of my surprises of the game, seeing Jamison Crowder out there starting in the punt return aspect and everything like that. So that was really, really good. But I think the offense should have been opened up a little bit more. I think for what Eric Bieniemy stands for, there was a lot of fans, not happy about it. There was, it did give me some of that Scott Turner vibe a little bit, but I understood it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think you probably from week to week, you'll see a little bit more of the offense kind of like expanding a little bit more. But I don't want it to be this methodical in the beginning of the game, and then you got to wait till the defense cranks up to create turnovers. I mean, there was times in this game where I felt we should have been up 28 points. And like I said, I counted that pass from Diami that could have been for touchdown. We did get a touchdown on the next, when we got the ball back in the second quarter. No, that was the first quarter. We got the ball back in the first quarter after we stopped the Cardinals, and Sam Howell rolled out and threw a touchdown pass to B-Rob for a touchdown. But in the second quarter, we had a chance to score. We could have went up 14-6. Tony Gibson fumble. Now, me personally, I like Tony Gibson. If this was a game on the line and he fumbled and we could not stop the opponent, this would have cost us. He gonna have to get his fumbling under control. Apparently, he has not learned from that, and I don't think that it's going to get him cut from the team. Honestly, we looking at the last of Antonio Gibson in Washington. To be honest with y'all, a lot of people say, "Oh, we like AG." They actually brought Chris Rodriguez at some point in time. I still think he needs to get a little bit. Now, Brian Robinson did fumble also, but Jahan got it back. That was crucial. We can't, and we was in scoring position. I felt like we left a lot of meat on the bone when it came to being in the red zone and getting these points. We settled for field goals when we shouldn't have. There was a lot of opportunity there. I felt like Sam Howell could have been rolled out a little bit more in the game. Use his mobility not having him constantly drop back to pass. You know, his balls was getting batted down, nearly interception. And for a couple of times, he did throw an interception in the game. He did lost a fumble in the game. Use his mobility as his skill set. Same way Eric Bieniemy did use Patrick Mahomes. Not saying he's Patrick Mahomes, but I think Sam Howell's a little faster than Patrick Mahomes, and we know Sam Howell has an arm. So why not roll him out? Why not get him set up? You know, the offensive line held up a little bit here and there, but they gave up sacks. You know what I'm saying? They gave up some sacks that we shouldn't have given up. Sam Howell was sacked 6 times yesterday. That's not good. He was sacked 6 times. The offensive line has to do a better job. And Sam Howell also going to have to help the offensive line out too. He got to get the ball out of his hand. He can't just hold it there. It looked like he was a little bit unsure a little bit here. And I understand he's a rookie. He's going to have to go through the growing pains. But guess what? We don't have a whole year to go through growing pains, to be honest with you. Because if that's the case, he should have started last year and went through them growing pains and got some of that out of the way. Granted, he was, you know, it's the first game. He did pass for 19 for 31. Not great. For 202. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But the sacks bother me. The offensive line, they have to find a way to have a better collective situation with the offensive line. The offensive line was really not, they didn't protect him. They did what they do here and there. Now, the offensive line is decent against and run. But when it comes to pass, because you got to think, we play Denver next week. Denver's going to blitz. They're going to have to hold up. You got the Bills and the Eagles. Even though the Eagles didn't look great against the Patriots, you know what I'm saying? But we have to make sure Sam Howell, and we can't allow Sam Howell just to sit back there and just throw the ball. He's going to have to get the ball out of his hand a little much quicker than he did it yesterday. He didn't get the ball out of his hand enough for me to where it's like, okay, good. Now, he made some throws, you know what I'm saying? One, he threw behind Terry. Terry couldn't get. I think, you know, it could have been better to me. I felt it could have been better. You know what I'm saying? It could have been better. But it's, you know, it's what it is. So, let me see. Other highlights of the game was the defense. The defense did a job. You know, they gave up some stuff here and there. If you look at kind of like, I guess if you look at some of the statistical stats from the game, James Conner rushed for 62 yards. That's not good. We shouldn't, as good as our defensive front is, we shouldn't even give up 62 yards to James Conner at all. He shouldn't even had that. Then you gave up a 29-yard run to Brown. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else did nothing at all. Receiving wise, we did good in the pass defense. You know, Moore only had 3 catches for 33 yards. I mean, totally. If you think about it, Josh Dobbs only had 132 yards passing. He was sacked 3 times. That's good for us. But we should have had him more. We should have had him. It was a lot of stuff. Like I said, turnovers. We got fumbles. You know what I'm saying? We did get fumbles. They had 2 turnovers. We had 3. They had 9 penalties. We had 8. We had 21 first downs to them 13. That's the point right there. 21 first downs. You had this many first downs, and you could not convert a lot of your stuff into scores. You know what I'm saying? We had a total of 92 yards rushing. That's not good. They only had 4 more yards than us, 96. And James, like I said, James Conner had more than that. He has the most, 62. We shouldn't even gave us 62 yards to him at all. You know what I'm saying? Total yardage for the whole game, we had 248. They had 210, and the Arizona Cardinals is not even that good. And I know people gonna say, well, oh well, you got to give them credit. Their defense play. No, we played to the level of our competition. We should have blown these guys out. We should have had 28 to 30 points in this game where they shouldn't have had nothing but 3, no more than 6 points. You know what I'm saying? Time of possession, we control that 31 to 28. We had more plays than them, 65 to 56. 65 to 58. You know what I'm saying? We were sacked 6 times. We sacked them 3 times. These are the little stuff that we got to clean up. We can't afford to win games like that, especially when we turning the ball over 3 times and getting sacked 6 times. We're not going to win games like that because you don't want to put a lot of emphasis on Sam Howard's shoulder to try to go out and win games. You need your others. Use your others to your ability. Now, do I expect us to play way better than we played Sunday next week? Yeah, I do. I really do. Playing against Denver, going in there, I think we need to play better. I think we need to come out and start fast. We can't just shuck and jive and allow our defense to do the things. Now, our defense secondary played good. Emmanuel Forbes played a good game. Cam Curl played a good game. You know what I'm saying? Cam Curl was there. He was tackling, hitting, knocking guys upside down. They forcing turnovers. Emmanuel Forbes only gave about 3 targets on Brown. He stuck with him. So there's a lot to be desired. Fuller played good. You go back and look at Montez played excellent. Montez played excellent yesterday. I have to give him a lot of credit. Montez played he played really good yesterday. I like what he did. You know what I'm saying? Cam Curl had 8 solo tackles by himself. You know what I'm saying? 8. He played. You gotta give him. He's one of my surprise players. Also, Jamin Davis got beat on that one route that gave up a big gain in the red zone. He got to play better. Jack Del Rio, he need to utilize his personnel a little bit better, like how Dallas did against Daniel Jones. We have to stop running quarterbacks. Now, Russell Wilson, he still can run and he still can hurt us, but he's not the same Russell Wilson. I expect for us to beat Denver next week, but we're gonna have a handful against Buffalo. There's no way we could play this. If we play the same way next week, going into Denver, there's no way we're gonna beat Buffalo. It just can't happen like that. The Commanders have to do a way better job than what they're doing on pressuring the quarterback and moving the ball on offense. Montez Sweat had 4 solo tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and he had a half a sack. Jonathan Allen had a sack. You know what I'm saying? Anders came in. He got him a half a sack with. So we had a total, total of 3 sacks all day. You know what I'm saying? Cam Curl to 1 tackle for 8 tackles, one for a loss. Sweat had 2. Davis had 1 tackle for a loss. Forbes had 1 tackle for loss. He only had 3 tackles, but his effectiveness of being out there in 1 pass defense, you know what I'm saying? So he did good. James Smith-Williams came in, provided some stuff. Deron Payne, he had 2 solo tackles, and both of them was for loss. So he had a good. Ridgeway came in to contribute. Barton, St. Jude's, a lot, but him and Montez Sweat was a star of the defense. They came in and did the things that they needed to do for this team. Now going forward, I expect this team to play a little bit more well than they did. I don't expect for them to be lackadaisical. I'm looking for Eric B's offense to be more open. Use some of them jet sweeps. We didn't see none of them. We kept running the ball, pounding it. playing not to lose towards the end of the game when we should have just put another touchdown on the board. There's going to be games that our defense is not going to save us, and the offense is going to have to put points up where the defense could be a little bit more aggressive. And that's just the nature of that situation right there. We have to have a defense that could go in there and do to hold steady, not have to be on the field so much, and the offense is going to have to provide a lot of opportunities so the defense could get a breather. This game right here was I give it this game I give it a B. I mean, it wasn't great. I give it a B minus. It wasn't great. I mean, like I said, they left a lot of meat on the bone, man. They left a lot of meat on the bone where we could have really opened this game up. I mean, Eric Bieniemy seemed like he was just playing, calling conservative plays. We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Not for what we have seen in practice and OTAs and in preseason. That's not the same offense that we've seen. So I don't know if Ron Rivera intervening, you know what I'm saying, where he made us call these dumb plays I don't like that. Let this guy coach. Let him open up. Let Sam Howell move around. Let Sam Howell do the things, scramble, back peek. Don't let him sit back there and then all of a sudden the pass protection break down. Then he got to run for his life. Literally they was trying to knock Sam Howell's head off yesterday. The Cardinals did got a lot of personal foul calls, but at the same time, why would you literally put your quarterback on home? Because what if Sam Howell got hurt? I mean, do you really want to count on Jacoby Brissett leading us all the way through the season? No, I don't think that. So we have to make sure Sam Howell is being protected. We can't let the young man go out there and just, be a shell of himself. You don't want him to lose confidence. So at the same time, make sure he's doing right. Like I said, overall, the vibe was good. The stadium was packed, over 64,000. I loved it. Network with some guys. Shout out to Pro Tech Sports. I got to see him. Shout out to Real Robinson. Also, I got to see him. So there was a lot to be desired from this game, But am I happy with it? No, I'm not pleased with it. But a win is a win. So no, I'm not going to even say that cliche. We won the game, but is there room for improvement? Definitely is room for improvement. A lot of room for improvement. So I feel like at the end of the day, we move on to Denver, game plan, correct some mistakes. Like I said, I think we will win that game in Denver. I think Champ Bailey is going to be there also. But I feel like we going to win this game. We going to definitely do better. I just don't like some of the stagnant, a lot of the conservative play calling that we did in this game Sunday. I didn't like that. I think we could do way better than what we did. But nevertheless, the Washington Commanders won their first game of the season in the Josh Harris era. We got that one. Now Josh Harris, he's still undefeated. You know what I'm saying? So Sam Howell's 2-0 as a starter so far. But we have to, like I said, we have to get better. We have to get stronger. Defense has always been. There was no Chase Young sighting. We probably won't see Chase Young until probably week 3 or 4. But we got enough bodies that could man that side. And I think now that they got this one game out the way, I feel like the next game they're going to play a little bit more. They got the first game jitters out the way. And I think the Commanders will play great on the road away from FedEx Field because, to be honest with you, that was a lot to take in yesterday. I mean, you got a sold-out stadium that you have not had in years. You got all of these returning Washington players from the past coming there. RG3, Champ Bailey, you know what I'm saying? John Riggins, You got them all there. And then you got to perform in front of a sellout crowd that's chanting, screaming, yelling, everything. You know what I'm saying? And then guess what? You know, it kind of like it kind of got probably overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? But now this is something they're gonna have to get used to, because as long as they win the games, you're gonna have these packed out stadiums at home. And then you're gonna have to feed into that. You're gonna have to really start feeding into the, like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, we could do this. So like I say, if the Commanders go 2-0 at home again and host Buffalo, oh, the stadium gonna be even worse. It's gonna be even worse, man. So at the end of the day, just share your thoughts. Give me your analysis of how you view the game, what you think that Washington could improve on, what you think there's a lot to be desired from this game. Who were your star players of this game? I know mine: Cam Curl, Manuel Forbes, Montez Sweat, Jamison Crowder, just for sheer presence of him being back. He didn't do much, but just his sheer presence, that's a surprise. The defense did what the defense always do. Like I said, we still one of the best defenses in the league, you know, along with Philly, Dallas, and San Francisco. So I think they did what they need to do. I want to see this offense explode. I want to see 25 to 30 points a game. That's what I want to see. And granted, I'm not going to be selfish, but I know it's going to be games that you're going to have to tough out to get a win. I get that. But there's also games that you're going to have to use your playmakers to make plays. You can't miss opportunities, man. Opportunity. De'Ami could have had this touchdown. It was right there in his hand. So I think Sam could have been a little nervous. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he could have been a little nervous, but at the same time, I think he'll be all right. So until then, it's your boy LiveWire Sports checking in with you. I might do my live show tonight. Don't know yet. Depends on how I feel. And then just go over what I expect going forward and everything like that. Until then, hail to the Commanders. We got this, baby. Yeah.